I'm worried my husband, 29, may have deliberately assaulted me, 25 female, because he wants a child. I have been with my husband for 4 years. 3 weeks ago while we were looking at houses I brought up my cold feet towards having kids. I was met with silence and he left the room. This continued for a few days. He'd shut down anything I said about it. Then I was hit with all of it. I didn't respect him. I'd be an amazing mother. I am the problem with society. I'm the love of his life and I'm robbing the future because I am coddled too much. I manipulated him by picking baby names. It was a lot and I didn't know how to respond. So I just said that I'd think about it. Nothing more was said. This was 3 weeks ago, but I'm pretty sure it's relevant. Yesterday we went to his friend's house party. I remember having a fair bit to drink and falling asleep on the couch. He carried me to bed. I remember him telling me he loves me, and I remember sleeping with him. Prior to this night we've always used protection, but it was very apparent that he hadn't used any this time. Him and his friend were in the lounge room. My phone was flat. I wandered around for a while and then I started crying. I really can't describe the atmosphere, but it was like reality was bent. My husband was yelling at his friend to order me food while trying to comfort me, and somehow I was letting myself be comforted while I broke down in front of his friend while The Big Bang Theory was playing on the TV. Then when the food came that I didn't want or ask for, he was frantically trying to shove chips in my mouth that I wasn't eating and I just had a bunch of potato sitting in my mouth while I cried. Like all that was needed in this situation was a rapid chip force feeding. It was insanity. At no point did either of them ask what was wrong. They both defaulted to telling me that nothing was wrong. Then somehow I started to believe it. We didn't leave until that afternoon. I didn't get the morning after pill until today and I was told it was an accident. I fear I may be completely overreacting, but it felt so easy to believe in the moment that he'd done something terrible, especially with that conversation so fresh. Am I the a-hole for yelling at my stepmom for telling me to clean up better, causing her to spend Easter at her mom's place? I 17 female live with my dad, my stepmom and my step-siblings 15 female and 10 male. My dad is the breadwinner of the house and my stepmom currently started a business venture as a boutique owner and works a part-time 9 to 5 weekday job to partially fund it. We live in a conservative country where the gender roles are very strict. My siblings and I had to take on majority of the housework. I make all meals and my siblings wash dishes. Of recent I had a party for one of me and my sister's friends where I was the chef and my sister helped out. I had to make everything from home and take it to the location. It was a tight deadline and I managed to complete it. I cleaned all the counters and appliances, swept and mopped the kitchen and dining room. I did however leave a huge pile of dishes which were washed by the time I came back. Now here's where I might be the a-hole. The birthday included a breakfast menu which I also had to make. That morning my stepmom entered the kitchen and started picking at small things like how I left the flour out which I was still actively using, or how I forgot to put leftovers in the fridge, or how I wasn't thorough enough when I cleaned a certain appliance, and I blew up on her. I feel like it was from pent-up resentment. But to keep on topic, I feel like the standard she has set for how she wants the house to be is one she herself can't keep. So I was angry she thinks that kids who don't even get allowances are gonna keep it up. Needless to say we got into a huge argument where I said a lot of harsh things. I feel like a servant in my own home. We are at their beck and call for everything. We make customized breakfast orders for each of them. They have separate dinner requests. We make them tea and snacks throughout the day. And we have school, homework and assignments we have to complete. We must also be as students but must at the same time keep the home completely clean. 2-story 5-bedroom house. And I would be okay with this if she didn't have to constantly bark at how we have not cleaned small things she could very well do herself, as she does not manage her boutique on her own and she gets off work early and the only housework she does is sometimes make breakfast and deep clean on Sunday. But then again I might be entitled and I feel bad now cause her kids also got involved and yelled at her as well. She ended up packing up and going to spend Easter at her mom's. I could have just let it be and fixed the stuff she wanted me to fix cause they don't take so long. So am I the a-hole? Am I the a-hole for leaving my boyfriend's birthday dinner after his mom took my seat? I, 25 female, have been dating my boyfriend Matt, 27 male, for almost 2 years. His family is very close, and his mom in particular has always been a little possessive. I've tried not to make a big deal out of it, but it's clear she doesn't like that I take up his time, and she's made passive-aggressive comments like, "I hope I don't lose my son to some girl," even though we've been together for a while and I've made every effort to be kind and respectful to her. Anyway, last weekend was Matt's birthday. He invited me to dinner with his family at a nice restaurant. I dressed up, got him a gift I knew he'd love, and was honestly looking forward to the night. When we arrived, I noticed his mom had saved the seat right next to him for herself. That's fine, whatever, I sat on his other side. But right before we ordered, his mom made a joke about how I always need to be next to Matt and said, "Let's see how you handle a little separation." Then she literally stood up, looked at me, and said, "Scooch, sweetie," motioning for me to move down a seat so she could sit between us. Everyone at the table laughed, Matt included. I was so stunned I just quietly got up and moved. For about 5 minutes I sat there, feeling small and humiliated while she leaned over Matt like he was her date. So I stood up, grabbed my bag, and said, "Actually, I think I'm gonna head out. Hope you have a great birthday, Matt." And I left. Matt blew up my phone later saying I completely overreacted, embarrassed him in front of his family, and can't take a joke. His mom texted me a "sorry you were so sensitive" message, which just made it worse. Now he's not speaking to me until I apologize. I honestly feel like they were the rude ones, but it was his birthday dinner, so now I'm second-guessing everything. Am I the a-hole?